Hello everyone, good morning. Today is 15th of February and I welcome you all at the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, in the today's video, we are going to discuss the entire analysis of Hindu newspaper along with all the articles, its background and wherever relevant way forward or additional information is required, that also we are going to see. Now, before starting, I would like to tell you that you can download the explainer notes of this entire session from our Telegram channel. The link for Telegram channel is given in description box in YouTube, or you can direct visit the Telegram and can search there by typing Thinking Pilot by Sahil. You will get the channel name and from there you can download PDF notes of this session, explainer notes. Okay. Now moving on, first of all, I would like to show you overview of entire newspaper so that you can understand that which articles are actually important for the newspaper, which articles are just to be seen in headlines, okay, and which articles are not that important for exam. So first article, here we see that income tax teams survey BBC office over violation of laws. Now this has become a kind of a political issue. Some people are saying that it is because of recent BBC documentary where it has showcased the Gujarat riots. So for that thing it is happening. However, anyhow, you are not required to go in this article. Then wholesale inflation eased to 4.7% in January. Now guys, I have told you hundreds of times that month by month data on inflation, import, export performance, etc. not important for your exam. Okay, because by the time you will write your exam, these data will anyhow become old and redundant. Then anti-encroachment drive in Jammu and Kashmir halted. Fine. So, and then we have these advertisements. So we don't have much of relevant articles on the page number 1. Then coming to the city section. So LG halts anti-encroachment drive, man kills girlfriend. So basically, the regional section majorly contains the regional political news, law and order, crime related news, which is actually not that much important for the examination. Moreover, these regional political issues are also not that important. Moreover, you might be having some different edition of Hindu newspaper, maybe Chennai edition, Bengaluru edition. So this section will be different, but majorly it contains these tenders, advertisements and all such kind of things only. So we don't have much of relevant articles in this particular direction. Okay, so continuing, these ads are there. So directly we come to editorial page. Now first article, the Adani story and Indian neoliberalism. So guys, this article is talking about that recently Hindenburg report was released, which has accused that Adani has carried accounting manipulation. They have over leveraged their company. So it is talking about that how many wealth had declined, and Adani how much companies they have under the Adani empire and all such, and meteoric rise of Adani, all these things. Article academically is not important, so please don't go too much in detail in this particular article vis-a-vis your exam is concerned. If you have interest, you can read it, but for exam, much substance is not there. Disturbing dilation. So guys, the article is talking about the inflation patterns. So what it has done, it has given the inflation patterns. Okay, so all the inflation patterns over the past few years on CPI, food inflation. Fine. Now I have told you that these particular numbers will not that be relevant for our examination because they will become redundant by the time the paper will come. So if you, so for the examination, much relevant substance or utility this article doesn't holds. Then this article is important. Okay guys, shaping a more disabled friendly digital ecosystem. So this is a thematic article which will be very important for GS2. We'll see this article. Then side article, fossil and the time. This article also will see. This article talks about the recently recently released geo heritage bill. We'll see this particular article. Okay. Then further moving on, Ladakh, a fragile region, needs autonomy. We'll see this particular article also with respect to the examination because now the Ladakh is protesting for their inclusion in 6th schedule. Fine. Then side article, taxing times in Kerala, LDF faces the task of tackling the UDF protest. So regional article, political article from Kerala. Then moving on, education more than wealth determines women's marital age. So we'll see briefly this particular article also with respect to exam. Then coming to text and context section. Now text and context section contains some of very relevant kind of articles for our UPSC CSE exam. So first article we see here, leveraging Jammu and Kashmir's lithium reserves. So we'll see this article, we'll see that how it can help geostrategically to India, how this particular thing can help India to leap forward in the line of carbon neutrality target that we have taken for 2070. So all those dimensions will see this. Then moving on, after that, the next page, can Microsoft succeed in clawing back the search leadership from Google? So guys, once upon a time, fine, the Microsoft's search engine such as Bing, okay, was very popular, but now we see this particular thing that Google search engine has become important. Now Chat GPT is coming. Okay, so point is that whether Microsoft will be able to take back the crown from the Google. Now, you are not required to go in this particular article, guys. Why? Because this article is talking more about the corporate rivalry between Microsoft and Google. For examination, much substance we don't have here. Okay. Then further going on, army set to close around 80 deals worth 15,000 crore rupees. Okay. Now here there is a small article, but concept is important for our prelims examination. Larger bench must examine subversion of the 10th schedule. So we'll see this particular article for examination. Then further moving on, of 19 accused of Pulwama attack, only 4 are at large, Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so moving on, guys. After that, medical assistance worth 7 crores have been given to Turkey and Syria. Now, you are not required to see that how much crore rupees or how much exact numbers of tons of food have been given, but this thing can be used as an example that, guys, India always has played the role of a responsible democracy. Recently, just I want to connect from that. Recently, India also led the Voice of the Global South Summit, where India has positioned itself as the leader of the developing nations. And in that capacity, India has been the first country which has reached to the Turkey and the Syria in the times of crisis. So it is an example of India's humanitarian diplomacy. It is an example of India's compassionate diplomacy, and you can use it as a reference. Fine. Basically, guys, we have seen that whenever there has been any crisis, be it the Russia-Ukraine war, be it the Nepal earthquake, be it the Syria and Turkey earthquake, India has been the first responder. So this is a kind of a reference that we can use. Then after that, we have the political articles here, not important for our examination. Okay, these tenders, etc. So then opposition slams government for survey on BBC office. So this is being said that it is just a kind of a payback that government is taking from the BBC. Okay, so nothing is important in this particular direction, guys. Coming on world page, in meeting with Raisi, Z vows unwavering support. So basically, guys, here it has been provided that the China-Iran cooperation is increasing, and China has provided that China wants to develop friendly cooperation, friendly relations with the Iran, and want to push for strategic partnership. Okay, now basically, actually, guys, when we talk about this particular development between Iran and China, so first of all, it is an internal matter of China and Iran, but India has huge stakes in Iran. Why? Because, guys, Chabahar port India is developing in Iran, and from the Chabahar port India wants to gain the connectivity to Afghanistan, and from Afghanistan to Central Asia. So Iran has been a very important partner for India. Moreover, the international north-south transit corridor, Iran is also an important partner there. So if China closeness will increase with the Iran, and as India-China relations are not good, so this is something that India needs to be careful about. Okay. Then after that, Nikki Haley announces 2024 US presidential bid. Beijing tells US to investigate balloons. So guys, US and China are fighting over the balloon from past 20 days. Okay, China sent one balloon, then China says that USA had sent 10 balloons. Okay, so this is something that has been there. Taiwan says it will shoot spy balloons. So they all are involved in these balloon warfare. Not much important thing here to follow. Then Ukraine's allies scramble to supply arms as Russia goes on a broader offensive. Okay. Then this is about this Russia-Ukraine war going on. Then, guys, Adani says faces no refinancing risk or liquidity issues. IT shifts shares ahead of US inflation data. Majorly here we have the corporate data, corporate trends, etc. Therefore, please don't go here. Now, when we talk about the economy page, guys, in the economy page, which type of articles you are required to see? Those articles in economy page you are required to see which are concerning about Indian economy, or which talks about some policy action, some government of RBI's action. Okay, so corporate trends are not important. However, here just if we see Finance Minister seeks quick fix for MCA 21 portal glitch. So what is this MCA 21 portal? So MCA 21, it stands for Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So Ministry of Corporate Affairs 21 portal is a single platform where the corporate filings can be done, all the information about the corporates can be taken, all these things. So there are some technical glitch that had come. They said that will fix that. Okay. And apart from that, nothing is there. Fine. So these are, guys, all the important things here. And then we have sports page. So this is overview of this entire newspaper so that you develop a wisdom at your own as what type of articles you should be careful about and what type of articles are not to be seen for UPSC examination. Okay. Now let's discuss all the relevant articles in the today's newspaper one by one in the detail. And as I was telling you that we give the synoptic notes of every session. So guys, these are the synoptic notes that you can download from our Telegram channel. Okay. Now in every class we start with a GS quotation, and this GS quotation can be used in our GS 1, 2, 3, 4 papers or to complement the essay. So today we'll take quotation from Albert Einstein. We'll take quotation from Albert Einstein. Okay, so Einstein says that the world as we have created, it is a process of our thinking. Okay, the world we have created, it is a process of our thinking. The type of government we want, the type of inventions we want, the type of society that we want, the type of culture that we want, all it is an outcome of our thinking. So in a way, all the problems, the social problems, the political problems, the economic problems that we see, they are also the outcome of our thinking. So the world we have created up by our thinking, it cannot be changed without changing our thinking. So the point, what Einstein has given a very impactful thing, he says that till you will not bring an internal change, you will not change your thoughts. Okay, the world cannot be changed. Okay, so Gandhiji even has supported such a kind of a viewpoint. Be the change you want to see in the world. First change your thoughts and then the world will get changed. So very important, impactful and meaningful quotation which we can use in GS paper number 4 ethics, GS paper number 4 ethics, as well as this particular quotation can also be used in essay. Okay. Now moving on and taking the first article, moving on and let's take the first article. Okay. And okay. So the first article, guys, that we are going to take, fossil and time, fossil and time. Now this particular article we'll see with respect to GS paper number 1 and GS paper number 3. GS paper number 1 and GS paper number 3. Conservation of geo-heritage or geological sites. Geo-heritage or geological sites. Now, I will not go in this article directly. First of all, I would like to tell you some of the background information, and after understanding that background information, we'll go in this particular article as what the article is talking about. So basically, guys, when we talk about, we have cultural heritage, okay, fine. We have architectural heritage, okay, and at the same time there is also geo heritage, okay, geo heritage, or you can say geological heritage. Now basically, guys, there are certain sites, okay, which demonstrates the culture of a particular place. There are certain temples, there are certain other kind of an architectural monuments which showcase culture, which showcase architectural heritage of a particular society, of a particular region, and we conserve them. Okay. And at the same time, there are the geo heritage sites. Basically, there are many number of times we find a particular kind of a rock formation which showcase a particular geological time. Many number of times we find fossils of dinosaurs, okay, or basically the skeletons embedded in a particular kind of a rock. So these rocks which have skeletons embedded, the rocks or the fossils which have, let's say, the fossilized eggs of the dinosaurs from 70-80 million years back, these sites are called as the geoheritage sites or geological heritage sites which have some distinct rock formations. These are those sites. Now we need to protect these particular sites so that there is no illegal excavation, so that no construction activity is there in these geo heritage or geological sites. Okay, so therefore we need to protect them. And as of now, we don't have any principal law to protect these particular kind of sites. Now, if we take one particular reference here, guys, in January, a team discovered 92 dinosaur nesting sites, 92 dinosaur nesting sites, and at these sites there were also more than 250 fossilized eggs of the Titanosaurus. Okay, Titanosaurus is a type of a dinosaur which was from 100 to 66 million years back. So these sites have been found. So these are the geologically important sites. These are the geo heritage sites. They are to be protected. Okay, now the point is that in the past also many such kind of geological sites have been found. Now guys, this time was the time when India was not the part of the Eurasian landmass. India was a separate continent. Okay, so that was a so old time. Now, basically to protect these particular kind of sites, in the past many suggestions have been given. For example, in 2019, the Indian National Science Academy as well as society Society of the Earth Sciences, they have said that India needs to create a separate authority which will be called as National Geo Heritage Authority. This particular authority will advise the state government, will advise the other bodies that how these geo heritage sites can be conserved, how they can be protected, all these particular kind of things they will advise. Moreover, it will also advise how to basically it will also advise on setting up the geo heritage parks. Guys, we have natural national parks where we protect certain protected animal species. So geo heritage parks to protect such land masses can also be declared. Okay, the geological importance of these sites, how to administer the fossils, that have been found, it can be done. All these things will be advised by this National Geo Heritage Authority. But up till now, this particular proposal was not accepted in completeness. Then what happened? India also, guys, if you remember, if you know this particular thing, and if you don't know, I'll tell you. India has also been the signatory of UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage. Okay, so since 1972, we have signed the convention for the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage sites. So therefore, India has a kind of a obligation to enact one particular law to protect these geo heritage sites and to fulfill that particular thing. Now India has prepared a draft bill for the protection of such sites. So this bill we are going to discuss in this particular article. Okay, now understand this particular thing. So this bill has been announced and the official name of this bill is Draft Geo Heritage Sites and Geo Relics Preservation and Maintenance Bill 2022. This particular bill has been piloted or has been prepared by the Ministry of Mines. Now, what are the brief provisions of this particular bill? First of all, let's see these provisions and then we will also see that what are the issues that have come here, whether this particular bill will get passed or okay guys, I hope that now the video is clear. So I don't know what happened. There was a technical glitch that came in between. First of all, can you confirm the time till which you were able to watch? Can you confirm till what point you have seen it? Okay, first of all, is it fine now? Okay, so video is visible now. Can you confirm the time when you lost the track? Just a minute, let me see. Okay, guys, so I will start this particular topic from the start. I will start this topic from the start. Okay, so I don't know that where you lost the track. Okay, now, okay, so starting with this particular topic. So, guys, what is this topic all about? Leveraging Jammu and Kashmir's lithium reserves. This topic will be important for GS paper number 1 resources, and this particular finding that has been there, it will also impact Indian economy. So with respect to Indian economy implications, we will see this particular article as well. Now, starting up. So basically, recently what has happened, the Geological Survey of India, it has said that there are inferred lithium resources of 5.9 million tons in the Riasi district of Jammu and Kashmir. So, inferred lithium resources, it means that the GSI speculates that lithium's reserves are there, but it has to be again confirmed. Now, when we talk about this lithium is represented by Li, and the finding that has been found in Jammu and Kashmir, it includes this block. It contains three elements. It contains lithium. Along with the lithium, it also contains bauxite, which is the ore for aluminium, and it also contains rare earth elements. So this finding in Jammu Kashmir, having lithium, bauxite and rare earth elements, is very, very important from the economical and geological point of view for India. Now understand this particular thing, guys, that when we talk about the electric vehicles, today we are moving towards these electric vehicles, and the most important component of electric vehicles are the battery. And the batteries, modern batteries that we have today, they are the lithium ion batteries, which are made up of lithium. Today, when we talk about lithium, we are dependent on other countries for lithium. Today, majority of lithium imports of India, it comes from two countries, that is Argentina and Australia. Okay, so Argentina and Australia are the two big major suppliers of lithium to India. And when we talk about the majority of lithium reserves right now in the world, so there is an area called as Lithium Triangle. Lithium Triangle is in South Africa, and this lithium triangle is made up of three countries. It is made up of three countries, that is Argentina, Bolivia and Chile. So these three countries make a kind of a triangle in South America, and here majority of the lithium resources are located. But we import from Argentina and Australia in the biggest quantities. Now see this particular thing, guys, that right now we are talking about the e-mobility, electric mobility, and lithium actually plays a very important role. Lithium plays a very important role in wind turbines, solar panels, electric vehicles. Now you see this particular thing, electricity is being generated through wind turbines, electricity is being generated through solar panels, but that electricity cannot be consumed immediately. Sometimes we need to store this particular electricity so that it can be used laterwards. For example, guys, you generated electricity in the day's time by the solar panel, but how you will ensure the electricity connectivity in the night time? That will be ensured by storing electricity in the daytime in battery and using those batteries in the night time. When we talk about electric vehicles, so in electric vehicles also there are the batteries which get charged, and then these batteries supply power to the vehicle. So in EV, solar panel, wind turbine, batteries are very important, and these batteries are made up of lithium. So therefore lithium happens to be the very important mineral component. Okay, now as per a World Bank study report that has come, World Bank provides this particular thing, that lithium excuse me. So World Bank provides that lithium and cobalt, their use is going to increase by 500% by 2050. Their use is going to increase by 500% by 2050. Moreover, the global electric vehicle market, it is going to increase a lot in the coming years, and it has been provided that electric vehicle market will reach around $823 billion by 2030. This is a huge growth. And particularly when we talk about the electric vehicle market, every year compound annual growth rate of EV vehicle is going to be around 18.2%, okay, between 2021 to 2030. And India's market for EV is going to increase even more than 18%. India's growth of electric vehicles compound annual growth rate of electric vehicles in India will be around 23.76%. So as electric vehicle market will grow at 23%, and I told you electric vehicles, they depend on lithium ion batteries. So this lithium exploration in India is going to be very, very important for India. Very, very important for India. Now, when we talk about, guys, lithium is also, it has the lithium dependency. Lithium dependency has also become the geostrategic concern. How it has become the geostrategic concern for India? Let's understand this particular thing. So guys, as we talk about the lithium, I told you that currently majority of India's imports of lithium comes from Australia and Argentina. But lithium ion cell. So lithium ion cell, which will be the components for battery, these lithium ion cells we import from China and Hong Kong. We import from China and Hong Kong. So largely we are dependent on China as well for the lithium ion batteries. So therefore, if we will be able to explore such lithium in Jammu and Kashmir, then our dependence on China can be reduced, Moreover, as I have told you guys that this particular finding, it includes the three elements together, that is bauxite, lithium and rare earth. So understand this particular thing, that rare earth elements are very much important in electric vehicles, okay, and all such kind of things. On the rare earth metals also, we are dependent a lot on China. Okay, so therefore guys, by this particular discovery will also be important for India. Already Indian government and Indian industry are promoting the rare earth mission to exploit the country's rare earth minerals, and here rare earth metals can also be explored. Now, when we talk about the lithium ion potential in India, so basically already guys, India is moving towards the national mission or on transformative mobility and battery storage. National mission on transformative mobility and battery storage. We need to transform the mobility sector in India. Now, in this particular capacity, understand this particular thing, guys, that government has provided, that government aims to ensure 30% electric vehicle penetration in private cars. 30% of private cars by 2030 needs to be the EV cars, and 70% of the commercial vehicles needs to be the EV vehicles, and at least 80% of the two-wheelers, three-wheelers by 2030 needs to be the EV vehicles. So this is the government of India's plan in terms of the electric vehicles by 2030 that India aims to achieve. So by 2030, this is the goal that India aims to achieve. Okay. Now, further moving on, when we talk about the lithium that has been found in Jammu and Kashmir, it will help India on strategic, on geostrategic front. It will help India on economic front. It will help India in becoming Atmanirbhar. But there are certain problems, certain issues also that are associated with it here. Now, what are the issues? Number one issue is that extracting lithium from the hard rock mines, it actually is a very it is a process which is environmentally very polluting. It uses a lot of water as well. For example, it has been provided that these mines will be the open pit mines, where which will be followed by the roasting the ore. Okay, now this thing will emit a lot of pollution. It will emit a lot of carbon. Now you see this particular thing, that it is estimated that for 1 ton of lithium that will be extracted, there will be the need of 170 cubic meter of water, as well as it will release 15 tons of carbon dioxide for every 1 ton of lithium that will be extracted. So much of water that it requires, so much of carbon that it will emit. Okay, so therefore it will lead to the problem on environmental front. It will lead to the problems on the environmental front. Moreover, next issue that comes here is that basically, guys, we have recently seen that the land subsidence was happening in Joshimath. Now understand this thing, that when we talk about the present times, okay, Australia, I told you, is a major exporter of lithium, but the rock formations of Australia, that is pegmatite deposits of Australia, now they are found in the geological regions of Pilbara, Yilgram. Now these regions, they have got stabled over the last 1 billion years. They got stabled 1 billion years back. So the exploration that Australia is taking from its rock structures, they are stable rocks. They are stable rocks. But we talk about Jammu and Kashmir. So Jammu and Kashmir is in the Himalayan region, and Himalayan region are the young fold mountains. They are still they are still rising. So Himalaya is a very fragile region. Okay. So point is that carrying exploration in Jammu and Kashmir might be dangerous. In Australia, it is not, because these rocks had got stabilized. But Himalayas, they are the youngest mountain range, and therefore mining here might be unsustainable also. Moreover, Jammu and Kashmir government, the government of India has provided that when mining will be carried in Jammu and Kashmir, the government has a plan to involve the local communities. Okay, they will be given employment. Moreover, they will be prioritized into the jobs in exploration, mine development. Okay. Moreover, the resources revenue that will be raised from here will be reinvested back in Jammu and Kashmir's development. Moreover, moreover, if we see, we also in 2015 amended Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957. And by amending this particular act, we came with the District Mineral Foundation. We came with the District Mineral Foundation. Now, what is this District Mineral Foundation? It is going to be a non-profit. It is going to be a non-profit statutory trust. Okay, and the money will be put in the District Mineral Foundation, and this District Mineral Foundation will work for the development of the districts which have been affected by mining related operations. So basically, it's because of the mining, many number of times their groundwater becomes polluted. By mining, environment becomes polluted. So this District Mineral Foundation, it will ensure that the money that is being collected by the mining, a part of that particular money is used for ensuring the development of these districts. So through DMF, through District Mineral Foundation, through District Mineral Foundation, these agencies also, the Jammu and Kashmir's development can be carried if mining is will be started there. But at the same time, it has been seen that these DMFs, they have been caught up in bureaucratic control. Okay, they don't have any meaningful public participation. They don't have any accountability. So over the last few years, the way as they have operated, it is not very much effective. So therefore, government needs to be very careful while dealing with these lithium ion explorations. On one hand, they are important. On one hand, they are promising a lot of development, but at the same time, environmental disasters might also be waiting. Fine. So this is all about this particular article. Now guys, moving to next article. Shaping a more disabled friendly digital ecosystem. Now, this particular article will see with respect to GS paper number 2, social justice. GS paper number 2, social justice, and within the social justice, issues related to the disabled. Issue related to the disabled people. Okay. Now, guys, understand this particular thing, that when we talk about the disabled people, we find this particular thing that disabled people, they face a lot of accessibility related problems. First of all, physical accessibility of disabled people is very much restricted. Okay, they are not able to access the ramps, they are not able to access public buildings. Okay, and it was said for a long time that technologies digital technologies will enable the disabled people. But no, that has not happened. Disabled people have actually faced a lot of inaccessibility, with the coming of these digital technologies. Okay. Now, understand this particular thing. First of all, when we talk about the population of disabled people in India, their population is huge. As per census of 2011, it has been provided that around 2.21% of the India's population is disabled. But article talks that it is an underestimation. Why? Because if we take the data from World Health Organization says that about 16% of the global population is disabled. And if 16% global population is disabled, even in India, if you take a very kind of a conservative estimate, then also around, even in India, 10 12%, 8 to 10% people has to be could be the disabled one. So taking that particular data, extrapolating that particular data on India, we find this particular thing that even in India, 192 million people are disabled. But do we have accessibility for them? Do we have enabling ecosystem for them? Yes or no? Now, in this particular capacity, guys, understand this particular thing, that technology, it was expected that it will play a potential role, it will play a level playing role, but it has not done the same thing. How we will understand it? Now, as of right now, in India, there are 750 million internet users or smartphone users as of 2020. And on that particular basis, in India, actually 120 million internet smartphone users are there which have disabilities. They have visual disabilities, they have cognitive disabilities or other kind of disabilities. Now, the people who will be impacted most by the disability while using the smartphone are the people who are blind, who are visually disabled. Okay, now see this particular thing. We find this thing that today, after the pandemic, our lives have become too much dependent on technology. We are using the applications for ordering groceries, for ordering food, medicines, even for socializing. We use the applications, okay, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. For education, we are using the digital technologies and applications. But the point is that, are these applications disabled friendly? Are these applications disabled friendly? Many of the you see this particular thing, that many of the edtech companies today claim that they want to democratize the education, but you go on the websites of these edtech, big edtech companies, unicorn edtech companies, do you find that their websites are disabled friendly? Do you find that they are accessible to these disabled people? No, big no. Now, it has been provided that today, when we talk about the commonly used platforms in India, for example, Zomato, Swiggy, Paytm, PhonePe, Amazon, Uber, they are ranked as medium in terms of accessibility to the disabled people. WhatsApp has been ranked high in terms of digital accessibility. Okay, so point is that today developers, okay, app developers, digital, these companies, these platforms, they need to put more effort in ensuring that accessibility of these particular apps are there for disabled people. Okay, this is something that has been there. Now, what are the suggestions that can be given? Okay, so first suggestion that can be given here is that there is a need to change attitude around disability. Now, the attitude towards the disabled people is an attitude which is driven by the charity approach, that okay, we have a attitude of charity approach, that as a matter of charity, as a matter of uh, good gesture towards the disabled people, we need to do something for that. But no, we need to change our mindset from charity approach to the right based approach, that it is the right of the disabled people that they should be given accessibility, digital accessibility, physical accessibility. Okay, moreover, it should be an investment outlook. Okay, even the disabled people, they are a very big part of our population in terms of absolute numbers. So there, if you will make your platforms digital disabled friendly, it is going to help in that particular front as well. Now, here we see this particular thing, that today artificial intelligence can help to further automate the application accessibility. It today, by the artificial intelligence, we can take the feedback from users who have disabilities. We can analyze that data, we can analyze that particular feedback, and on the basis of that particular feedback, we can understand that what changes are to be brought. Okay, so we should immediately work on these particular kind of things. Now, recently, what has happened, the secretary of the Department of Empowerment of Person with Disabilities said this thing: everything digital must be accessible to everyone. Everything digitable must be accessible to everyone. Everyone should be able to access it. Okay, so this is something that needs to be taken care of. So now the time has come that we need to ensure all the types of accessibility to the disabled people. Now, when we talk about accessibility to the disabled people, there is physical accessibility, and then there is a soft accessibility. Physical accessibility is accessibility with respect to the buildings, with respect to the public buildings, ramps, etc. And soft accessibility is with respect to the internet. It is with respect to the books. it is with respect to their education. Okay, so often education is not accessible to them, books are not accessible to them, internet is not accessible to them. So now we need to focus on this particular aspect. Now, already government of India is running Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. Already government of India is driving Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. Okay? And under this Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, we are focusing on accessibility. So now we need to further focus within Sugamya Bharat on digital accessibility. Okay, so that is all about it. Now moving to next article. Ladakh, a fragile region, needs autonomy. Ladakh, a fragile region, needs autonomy. Now, this particular article will see with respect to GS paper number 2 of polity, GS paper number 2, issues of polity. Now, first of all, let me tell you that what has happened in this particular direction. So basically, guys, recently the people in Ladakh, they had started to protest. They want that they should be included in the 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. So basically, today we find this particular thing that trade unions, social organizations, political organizations, religious groups, all they are protesting that they should be included in 6th schedule. Now, when we talk about Ladakh, guys, see, Ladakh has more than 95% of tribal population, and these tribal population have their own distinct cultures, they have their distinct value systems, they have their distinct practices, and it has been provided that wherever the tribal people's interests are there, they are to be protected. They are to be protected. Their distinct culture is to be protected. Even the fundamental rights give the right to protect one's unique culture. Now, we have article number 244 in the Indian Constitution. Okay, article 244 in the Indian Constitution. Article 244 talks about Schedule 5 and Schedule 6. Now it talks about that if there are if there are the scheduled areas, if there are the tribal areas in any part of the country, then these scheduled area, tribal areas can be included under Schedule 5. So when there is a Schedule 5, within Schedule 5, tribal advisory councils can be built, tribal advisory councils can be developed, and these tribal advisory councils will be developed into the scheduled area, tribal area, and these tribal advisory councils will govern their matters. Okay, so and then we have Schedule 6. So Schedule 6 also talks about the protection to the tribal areas, and within Schedule 6 there are the 4 states that are covered, that is Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam and Tripura. Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam and Tripura. Now what is difference between Schedule 5 and Schedule 6? Understand? Schedule 5 deals with the rest of the country. Schedule 6 deals with only these 4 states, that is Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam and Tripura. If scheduled, now the scheduled areas within these 4 states will come under Schedule 6, and scheduled and tribal areas in other parts of the country will come under Schedule 5. Under Schedule 5, Tribal Advisory Council will be developed, which will be looking in the conservation of the tribal people's rights, tribal people's interest. And in Schedule 6, okay, district, autonomous district councils and autonomous districts will be created. So basically, as per Schedule 6, the regions where tribal population is high, those regions will be created as autonomous districts. Okay, and there will be the autonomous district council. This autonomous district council will be the body of 30 members, and these 30 members will have their own judicial power, they will have their own legislative power, they will have their own financial powers. Okay, moreover, the laws of the parliament will not be applicable as it is on these Schedule 6. Governor can prescribe that what laws of the parliament will be applicable on the scheduled areas. Okay, so this is the Schedule 6 as we are talking about, Schedule 6. Now, people of Ladakh want that along with the Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam and Tripura, even Ladakh should be included in the Schedule 6. By the way, guys, please refer to your Lakshmikant polity book. Fine, for this particular chapter if you want to discuss, see it even more. Now, so basically, when we talk about Ladakh, So guys, Ladakh was earlier the part of Jammu and Kashmir, but we know this particular thing that in 2019, Article 370 and Article 35A got abrogated, and special status that was given to the Jammu and Kashmir, that particular special status has taken back. Okay. Now, after this particular thing, what happened? Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh got reorganized. Jammu and Kashmir became a union territory. Ladakh became one more union territory. Jammu Kashmir became a union territory with a legislature. Ladakh became a union territory without a legislature. Now, what happened after 2019 when the status of Jammu Kashmir Ladakh was changed? National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, as well as Government of India promised the people of Ladakh that they will be included in the 6th schedule. They will be included in the 6th schedule so that they have the power to control their matters, okay, their legislative, their executive, their judicial matters. Fine. Now, if we talk about Ladakh, for 1000 years, Ladakh was an independent kingdom before it became the part of Jammu and Kashmir. There has been a long history of Ladakh where Ladakh had governed their own matters. Now they again want that particular power. Okay. And we have seen this particular thing that in 2019, government also announced that Ladakh would get the special constitutional status for protecting its autonomy. Now, already guys, in Ladakh, there is one more arrangement that goes. That is Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. Now, Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, it is a separate body which governs the district of Leh, But 6th schedule is something that they want and it was promised to them. Now, when we talk about Ladakh, guys, Ladakh region has a distinct geography, it has a distinct topography. So, Ladakh, it is a cold desert, fine, which harbors different flora, fauna, high altitude pastoralism prevails there. So people, they take their animals on those high altitude pasture grounds. Okay, agriculture, trade, they have been a different kind of agriculture. Pastoralism has been the mainstay of the economy there. And today we see that government is pushing a lot of tourism in Ladakh and a lot of infrastructure development. Armed forces presence is there in Ladakh. Excessive tourism is going on in Ladakh, and people of Ladakh fear that this will bring exploitative development in Ladakh, and they want protection of their pristine geography. They want protection of their region. So therefore, they want the Schedule 6 status. Moreover, Ladakh already is facing many other environment ecological challenges also. For example, landslides, land erosion, solid waste and effluents are being released, disturbances to wildlife. Okay, all these particular issues have been there in Ladakh. Now, government is also pushing development in Ladakh. In the recent budget, government announced that 20,000 crore rupees will be allocated so that the solar power can be deployed in Ladakh and that solar power can be evacuated for the entire country. So for that, solar plants will come for that particular thing, infrastructure such as the wires, poles, transmission lines, they will come. So this particular thing will disturb the fragile ecology of Ladakh, and therefore they want protection in the form of 6th schedule. Okay. Now here it has been provided that when we talk about the government needs to consider the claim of Ladakhi people that they want protection under 6th schedule. Moreover, central government should also focus on building confidence building measures with the people of Ladakh. Communities could be aided to claim and operationalize the Forest Rights Act. So under the Forest Right Act, 4 hectares of land is given to the people. So under the Forest Right Act, they should be given the land, they should be given the rights over the resources. Ladakhi civil society organizations, government departments, fine, are also implementing many amazing initiatives for livelihood. These initiatives are further needed to be augmented. They are further needed to be promoted. So this is something which needs to be focused for the development of the Ladakh as a region. So that is all guys about this entire article. And now moving to next article. Okay. Education more than wealth. Education more than wealth determines women's marital age. Now, basically, guys, this entire article is just decoding these particular charts. Now, actually, what has happened in the past? So guys, recently we have seen this particular article also in our newspaper that Assam government is carrying a drive to crack down child marriages in Assam. Right now, under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, right now under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, it has been very clearly provided that girls below the age of 18 years cannot be married and boys below the age of 21 years cannot be married. Okay. And we find that in Assam, large number of child marriages have been there. And in fact, according to National Family Health Survey 5, National Family Health Survey 5, it provides that 23.3% of the girls actually get married before the age of 18 years. And now Assam government has carried a crackdown on these kind of marriages. So recently what has happened, Assam government has registered 4,000 cases in just this year 2023 in the matters of the child marriage. Okay. Now it is being said that okay, on one hand, when child marriages are being cracked down, it is good. It should be the thing because it is the violation of law. But on another hand, it has been claimed that the girls got married, neither the girl knew nor the boy knew that what is the minimum marriageable age. Second thing, they are providing that when the boys have been arrested, the husbands have been arrested who married the women of less than 18 years of age. These husbands got arrested and they were the only sole breadwinner of those families. Okay, how they will survive in this particular kind of a situation? Now, basically, the activists have criticized the Assam government. They say this particular thing that, okay, you say that we are arresting because it's a violation of law, fine. But you are not addressing the core root of the problem. So, core root of the problem is the limited access of education among the women. Women don't have education. Because they don't have education, they are not empowered, and because they are not empowered, they don't know the utility of late marriages. According to them, child marriage is a norm. So we need to address this particular issue by educating them, and according to the National Family Health Survey 5, it has been very clearly provided that more educated a woman is, the higher will be her negotiating power about when she want to get married. She can assert that she want to get married late. Moreover, it has also been provided that these child marriages are not a recent phenomena. The data has suggested for the decades that educated women had more say as when they should get married. And this particular data has been demonstrated here in these particular charts as well. So here we see this particular thing that the girls doing more years of schooling, they prone to get married late in the later parts of their life. So this is just the data that has been given here. Okay, fine. Now you are not guys required to track the track all the data that how many percentage of girls are getting married in these many years of the schooling. Okay, fine. But just you can have this broad pattern here. Fine. Now moving to next article. The Adani story and the Indian neoliberalism. Guys, a not important article for the examination. Okay. Now here we have a small article. Larger bench must examine subversion of 10th schedule. Larger bench must examine subversion of 10th schedule. Now, what is this particular article all about, guys? First of all, what is the 10th schedule? Let's know about the 10th schedule. This particular article will be seen with respect to the GS paper number 2 polity. GS paper number 2 polity. Okay. So 10th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Okay. It deals with the disqualification of members of parliament and state legislature on the grounds of defection. So basically 1970s was the time when Ayaram Gayaram phenomena was very prominent. People, they were joining the political parties. Okay, sorry, what happened? Uh, people, candidates, the political candidates, they used to won the election on one political party's ticket, then they used to join the other political party. Now understand this particular thing that when people are voting to a person, they are not voting only to that person, but rather they are voting to the political party also on whose ticket the person has contested the election. And when a person changes the political party after winning the election, it leads to the breach of electoral trust. So to deal with this particular thing, in 1985, by the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, 10th schedule was inserted in the Constitution of India, and it aims to avoid the defections, that is changing of political parties by the elected members. It aims to prevent the defections in India. Now this 10th schedule is applicable to both the members of parliament in both houses of parliament, the members of parliament, as well as it also deals with the members of the state legislative assembly. Now, the 10th schedule provides that what is a defection? A defection is when a person has voluntarily given up the membership of the political party on which he was got elected, when a member has denied voting on a particular matter of the party, when they have voted against, when they have abstained, when they have voted contrary. And who will decide the disqualification in the matters of defection? The decision will be taken by the presiding officer of the house. Presiding officer of the house. In the case of Rajya Sabha chairman, in the case of Lok Sabha speaker will take the decision. Now this decision can be challenged in the court of law. Judicial review is applicable in these particular kind of matters. Okay. Now the 10th schedule also provides certain exceptions. For example, disqualification in certain cases will not happen when a political party merges with another political party. Okay, then the defection will not happen. Now, basically, what has happened? The 10th schedule has been challenged in the Supreme Court. It has been challenged in the Supreme Court by. It has been challenged by the Supreme Court by Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. Fine. Why? It has been said that this 10th schedule, it is being politicized. It is being politicized. Now, if you see who will be taking the decision in the case of the House Assembly, Legislative Assembly, or let's say in the case of Parliament in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, presiding officer will take the decision. But most of the time, presiding officer, or almost all the times, presiding officer is inclined towards the ruling party. So, if the defection is helping the ruling party, if defection is helping the major political party, then the decision is not given by the presiding officer. In some cases, decision has not been given for 3 years. So therefore, there is a political misuse of this 10th schedule that has happened. And in order to avoid that political misuse of the 10th schedule, we need to have some reforms. So therefore, they have applied to the Supreme Court. As of now, no judgment has come in this particular direction. Larger bench will examine this particular thing. This has just been provided by Supreme Court. So when a judgment will come in this particular direction, we will see this particular matter. Till then, nothing more is there. Just you can read these particular notes. Okay. So that is all guys about it. And now let's take the mains practice question for the today. So today's mains practice question, it reads that technology has enormous potential to level the playing field for disabled. However, it can also reinforce the barriers that the disabled otherwise face if it is not designed with their needs in mind. Critically analyze. So this will be GS paper number 2, social justice, 10 marker question. Okay, so that is all guys about it. I hope that you have understood this particular session. So guys, that is all about it. And guys, if you are liking the video, please do hit the like button. Okay, because it helps us to know that whether you are liking the initiative or not. So that is all. Now we'll meet tomorrow. Till then, please take care of yourselves. Thank you so much.